Y'all, it is your boy Noons. We're back at it again with another video. And today's video is going to be a new type of video. I honestly don't know how I'm going to approach this video, but it's going to be a recommendation for a series that I think unjustifiably has been forgotten. And that series will be Air Gear. So most of you probably haven't heard of this series. It doesn't really have a big fan base, and the fans that it does have, it's a mixed bag. Either they're like, it's absolutely fantastic, or they're like, well, I liked it up to chapter around 120, 100 something, and then I just dropped it because it changed. Find it no better to start this off with who Air Gear is for and how Air Gear is as a series and all. So the first about 120 chapters, it's more so of a sports like manga, really. It has sports, like it's basically just cooler rollerblading, okay? Like, let's just be real, it's just cool rollerblading. And you might be like, well, I don't particularly care for this. Like, I don't care for like basketball, I don't care for football, I don't care for rollerblading of all things. However, if you are like this, I would say still give this a chance. The reason I would say this is just because of the characterization. Air Gear, I would say, is brought up on the back of its character. It has this specific style that it can only really compare to like Bleach. That's the only series I can think of that has like such a style as Air Gear. Bleach, if you really think about it and try to compare it to another series, you're like, that it doesn't really fit there. It's just too specific. It just has something about it. Just as a lot of people, me and my friends, we usually just say it just built different. It has just a certain style about it. And I would say the exact same thing for Air Gear. Bleach has characters like Ichigo, Rukia, Gin, Byakuya, that people are like, yo, I love these characters. They just pop out to me. They just seem human in Ichigo's case. I would say the exact same thing for these characters. Of course, they have archetypes like, oh, I'm pretty shy and I'm probably just gonna get better, you know. I'm just gonna become like the second in command. I'm gonna do this. But even with that being said, just because it's generic doesn't mean it doesn't do it wonderfully, like actually fantastically. It's what I would say Hajime no Ippo like suffers from as well as like capitalizes on. It's one of those shonens that you're like, okay, I understand. Okay, this is everything a shonen should be it the worst, be it the good. Everything is here. And I would say this is just a full package, really. The narrative itself, I would say, like if you're here for amazing world building, like you would get in One Piece, this isn't the series for you. If you're here for like a lot of specific powers, you know, like, ooh, cool, like Naruto, boom, we have ninjutsu, taijutsu, like all these different nature transformation, all this, you're not really gonna get that here. But it's not to say this world doesn't have abilities. It's not to say that this world doesn't have something that you do feel like has been lived in. A lot of people say with Berserk, this world feels like it's been lived in. I wouldn't go to the same extent for Air Gear, but I would say this is a world that you can understand. It's a world you can be like, yo, I can see myself like, this takes place you know, a few years into the past. So I'm like, I can definitely see this just being a regular place. The only thing it has are ATs. That's the only thing it has. ATs, I think it would be much appropriate to be like, so in what way did this series change? Well, originally in the first about 120 chapters, it was more so concentrated on the ATs itself. It's like, okay, I'm going to strategize, I'm going to think of all these tricks, I'm going to do whatever method I need to do to win this AT race. And as it gets to like more 130s, 150s, around this like general ballpark, it more so becomes a battle shonen. And it'll probably like, how? Like, they're rollerblading, bro. Like, for Pete's sake, they're rollerblading. How is this a battle, like, shonen now? It's around this thing in the universe being called roads. People have different types of roads, and with that road, they can have different types of abilities. There being things like the flame road, where you would think, yeah, flames, fire, obviously. And there's things like the fang road, where it's literally like, alright, I'm about to cut you up with fangs. Like, there's many different roads, and with these roads, just a lot of goofy stuff happens. It basically is when the series is like, alright, bro, I'm about to kick this to 11, and it just increases and adds a lot of things. So if you're into all this wacky, wild stuff, you're definitely going to enjoy it. I personally, this is where I mainly remember Air Gear from. Like, this is why I even felt like, bro, I need to actually reread the series. I generally love the fight. The art is amazing. Like, the aspects of it for like theme, I would say a big theme in this series is freedom. and how different people take freedom. People are like, okay, I have the freedom to do this, so this is my resolution. I'm resolved to do this. This is what I'm going to do with my freedom. Iki being the person that mostly encapsulates this, like perfectly. He is, I would say, one of the best protagonists when it comes to representing her theme. Iki constantly gets new wings. He breaks his wings. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to edit that out, but okay. Well, presumably I didn't edit this out and I'm not just looking like a goofy. There are multiple things that Iki does, alright? Oh my god, I'm not gonna edit this out. I'm gonna be a lazy bum, but whatever, bro. If you've gotten to this part of the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and do tell me if you do like air gear if you do pick it up. But getting back to it, freedom. Iki is constantly breaking and recreating his wings, and this is basically his freedom. It's even commented on in one of the fights that's like, is this the freedom you really wanted? Is this the wings you actually wanted? And Iki directly acknowledges it and like, bro, has the sky been this far? Has it always been this far? Really, it has one of the best and most simplest themes of all out there, like, period, really. Like, freedom, something that you just take for granted. And I'm like, all right, these different people encapsulate it in different ways. Like, they use it as a direct thing to have character growth, and that's something I could truly appreciate. It's something that is like, to put it into simple terms, it feels like these characters would have actually gone through this if it was in the real world. Let's just say they're actual just normal people and they're like actually rollerblading. It does feel like if they've been through these events, if they've experienced these things, if like similar things happen, this could happen. These characters could change like this realistically. And I'm like, it's just something that truly gets to me. It rings in my core, and I'm like, yo, not only is the comedy good, not only is the style good, the characters themselves truly hold the story together. It's basically the glue, I would say, to it. I really wanted to keep this like recommendation really spoiler free, because when I first read Air Gear, I'll never forget it. It was just an experience I had that I'm like, okay, I don't want to spoil really anything that you'll get them, because I just truly was like, yo, nah bro, this is one of the best series I've ever read. And that's a sentiment a lot of people do have. Like, it's a very top tier series to the people that have read it. It's extremely underrated, and this is the first kind of video that I made like this, so it's probably not going to be the best. So I might even come back and revisit this and make it a better video. But if you did finish this video, I do thank you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It has been your boy Newsbird. I do enjoy your company, just like on this journey with me. So with that being said, yo, peace out.
The key to love is also loving yourself. Now, and love is a very complicated thing. Look at love like a game. Everything is a game. Look at love like a game. In order for your partner to respect you, you have to respect yourself. But in the same context, you also have to compromise for them. So it's a very complicated idea. I was disappointed because obviously no one will be able to compromise for me fully, because I would give my all and put my all into things, and I would just never be compensated for the love I would give. So as far as compromise, for one, don't put your pride in the fucking relationship. The shit doesn't work. It makes the shit harder than it needs to be. It makes it complicated. It makes everything hard. Do not put your ego in a relationship. Do not be afraid to blow up your lover's phone. It's the ones that are annoying that love you. It's the ones that will sit there and blow you up for hours and check on you 24/7 and annoy the fuck out of you that care. It's okay to be annoying. Don't try and publicize, I'd say publicize your love in the same context, like show people you're happy. But when you start showing people what you've got going on in your personal life, that's when people feel the need to get involved, or people get in the middle and fuck everything up. Keep your relationship to yourself.